Hey, Antonio, thank you for taking the time. My first question is, does anyone call you Tony or are you just Antonio to everybody?
Antonio to everybody, I hope. That's my name.
You never know. My classic example is sometimes when you talk to somebody like Tommy Lee, you go, are you Tommy still?
Uh,
And it's like,
sure.
well, my mom is mad at me. I'm Tom. But anyway, thank you for doing this. The new
My
film,
pleasure.
God's Not Dead. When did you actually finish it?
We finished it almost a year ago, I think. Yeah, it was early this year. It came out a few months ago in the theaters. It did really well, and now it's you can purchase it and download it and stream it and all that good stuff. So, and it's extremely popular right now. So I'm very just blessed and humbled by this whole situation. Really, it's really a good thing to be in a film like this. It's just it's overwhelming. It's really good.
What was your gateway into the film? Had you worked with a producer before or one of the stars and they went, here's the script for you? Because obviously you're not the auditioning type at this point in your career.
Oh no, I love auditioning, and especially for roles that, when you audition for something, you have a chance to showcase your talent. But for this one, I worked with Pure Flix before, Universal, and I know David White, and I know a lot of the actors that were in the film and producers. So the script came to me, and I just fell in love with it. It was just a great story, just uplifting, a story with so much dignity and family values, and really entertaining. It was just, I couldn't say no to it, and very close to the character that I am in my personal life. So I said, let's go for it.
Hmm. Well, you personally, I think most people first saw you in the Janet Jackson video, and then, of course, General Hospital and Melrose Place. You've been working steadily for over 30 years now. Now, when you started off more in the modeling end, did you have the end goal of being a producer and a film studio head like you are now? Was that the original vision?
Yeah, I've always acted. I've always, I moved to this country with my family. My father was an actor, well known in Europe, around the world, made movies like Grand Prix, won 3 Academy Awards. So I grew up on a movie set in Rome. My father used to do a lot of Western films and a lot of mafia films, a lot of all kinds of films, a lot of great films through the 60s and 70s, and 80s as well. And so I've always wanted to do, and I always wanted to direct and write my own projects and do things that I truly believe in. So things are really, it's been really great to be in this business for this long. It's been awesome.
And Trailblazers is in progress. I do believe you had some
Yeah.
production related delays, but that's your first official production under the studio.
It's officially my first production under Trailblazers Pictures, and also my first directorial debut. And I also worked on writing the story with my partner, Deborah Twiss. And we just put this movie together. This trilogy is a Western action adventure trilogy where God is fighting the forces of evil in a Western town, in a Western settings with samurai and ninjas and all kinds of cool stuff that I just always wanted to do. And so we started shooting in Oklahoma, and we'll head back there after the holidays and finish up this film. I also have several other films that we're producing and also directing. So I'll be doing a lot of stuff this year. And God Is Not Dead just came out at the right time, and people want to see it all over the world now, and it's just great to be part of all this. And I'm blessed every day, man.
You actually answered a few questions right there. What I was going to say is when you're making a movie, it might not come out for 3 years or 4 years. It takes a long time, unlike an album where you record it in your home and then you go, we're going to put out the single tonight. Movies and film are just totally, totally different on that end. So I was going to ask what else is in the pipeline, because I can imagine when you're a creative person like yourself, you don't just want to sit back and wait. So
Oh, not
with
at all.
having your own studio, are
Mhm.
there three things in production? Because like, hey, not all of them are going to happen, or is it like 20 things are in production?
No, I like to focus. 20 would be extremely a lot of projects, and I wouldn't mind jumping in that many. But as far as our studio is concerned, we're about 10 projects in. We have 4 films with Trailblazers, 4 consecutive films, and then we have other films that are more. We have films that are more dramatic, We have some comedies. We have more action films. We have a zombie movie on planes that we want to do. I want to direct. I always want to direct a movie about zombies and having action adventure on a plane with zombie chasing you through a plane. And we're going to do that. So I don't know. I'm just blessed that I'm in a position to create my own future with my partners and we're coming up with some really good stuff. And ultimately, my studio is there to dedicate everything to people like my father, my country, things that we're passionate about. And, there's space for us in this environment. And we can see that because people are coming to us and want to work with us. So we're just going to keep on doing projects that are uplifting, fun to watch, and that are proud of our country, ultimately.
You mentioned filming in Oklahoma. Something
Mhm.
I'm curious about is whether you find that few things are filming in New York and LA these days, that it's a lot, it's maybe even more not in New York and LA than there is. Is that the case for you, that not just the tax credits, but hey, these people are easy and they're ready to work, let's go there?
I think right now that the business is starting to pick up and people want to, and in states like Oklahoma is giving us a lot of incentives and they're very productive. They want production companies to come there. We shot God Is Not Dead there. And so I found a lot of crews, a lot of people that, Oklahoma City is blowing up for films and television right
Yeah.
now. Atlanta, obviously. I want to bring some more business. I am based in Florida, in Tampa. So my studio is based here in Tampa. So we want to bring more people, more industry people here in Florida and start making films out here or all over the place, really just anywhere that we're welcome. We want to showcase their locations. Oklahoma is just extremely beautiful. There's just so many
Yeah.
landscaping is astounding. So, so we're there for this ones, but we're going to be all over the place.
Not just Oklahoma City, Tulsa, that's where they made The Outsiders, UHF. There's
Yep,
multiple cities where people are filming out there. Now,
exactly.
to reference music again and compliment you at the same time, uh, I relate your career to kind of a major label artist who got signed and then at a certain point went their own independent route and worked steadily, found their own path, and continued doing that by choice. So, what I'm curious about is when you realized, hey, if I do independent projects and my own projects, along with the occasional reality show, I'm going to not just be okay, I'm going to be more than okay, maybe more successful than ever. Did you have a certain point where you realized that that was the case instead of having to do cattle call auditions and only go for the biggest stuff?
Well, no, for me, as I'm just the hardest worker. I work everybody out. Just the way I'm early. I get to work. I love to work. I never stop. People slow down a lot faster than me. So, this way gives me a chance to do projects that I feel that need to be done, and have my own freedom and work with people that I want to work with, help people that maybe that haven't been in the business for a while. I want to bring them back and give them a chance to come back and do what they're good at. So this is a giving studio. This is a studio. My purpose was to give back, to give opportunities for people that haven't been in the business and need a second chance. And that goes across the board from the crew members, the cast and everybody. I just want to create my own future. This country is allowing me to do that. And so far, so good. I have great partners, great investors that believe in what we're doing. And trailblazers, which is what we're doing now, is the beginning of it. But I got to thank people like David White at PureFlix and people that I work with on God Is Not Dead, because they have been in the business for not that long, but they have created such enormous fame and just they have reached so many people for the word of God. And just PureFlix has done so much for a lot of people around the world. And so I want to contribute to that. I want to keep working with them. I want to keep working with people that I feel comfortable with. And that's what we're trying to do.
Not just having your own acting gigs, but the 10 projects in development through your own studio, which is a lot. If there's any free time for you, where does it go? Do you have any hobbies?
Oh, well, I like to spend time with my fiance and my kids. I like to race cars. That's one of the passions that, if I wasn't an actor, I'd be racing somewhere, in some track around the world. But that's what I'm going to be 50 next year. So I feel that right now, I'm just good. I'm great. I feel good with my family. I feel good with my work and what we're about to do for next year. It's very exciting. And movies like, God Is Not Dead, that this whole trilogy, this whole 4 films that they have done. It's just, it's inspiring what they've done. And I think they inspire me to do the things that I'm doing now, because God deserves to be put out there in projects, in lifestyles, and that's what we're about to do. We just want to put God on the map in everything that we do. We stand for our decisions are made on that, and just positive stuff and great entertainment where we're going to reach people and make them feel good. And when God Is Not Dead, We the People came out a few months ago in the theaters. It did extremely well. And I was really curious. I went from every theater around Tampa area, and I asked strangers. I walked in theaters, and they were happy to see me. It's like, what are you doing here? I'm like, I live here, and I'm proud of this film. Tell me why you came out of of your house today and took your whole family. And every seat was taken. Every single house around the country was sold out. And I was astounded by how many people went to see it in those 4 days. And they told me the same thing. We want to go see good, positive, family value movies that we can take the whole family, feel good about it with a great message. And that's what I want to do.
Well, speaking of Tampa, I find that Tampa and Clearwater may have more celebrities living there under the radar than any other place in the US, between WWE performers, between people from the Church of Scientology. It's kind of like the most star-studded area that's under the radar. Am I wrong about that?
I hear that the Tom Cruise and the Kirstie Alley and John Travolta, I know some of them. I haven't seen them out here, but I got to tell you, Florida is a great state. We have a great governor, probably the best ever. And, I've been coming to Florida for a long time. I just love this place. I love the climate. I love the people. I also have work in construction. So I'm with CNC Concrete Pumping here in Florida. We build a lot of hotels and, medical buildings. We build everything concrete wise. So I know the state relatively well, and it's a great place, but the country's great. So there's a lot of other places we want to shoot. I found some great locations in Colorado, Montana, in Alaska that I want to go for the sequels of these films that are just fantastic. I now that I'm involved in making films, I get involved with not only just the production, but the sound, the music, composing music with my composer, locations, finding new locations that we can give back to those places, because, when a production comes to anywhere, we give back. I hire locals, we want to give back to everything that we're there for, and like Oklahoma, same thing. But this country is full of a lot of locations that people don't even know about that are just amazing. And we're going to showcase all of them in the next upcoming films.
You kind of personify that saying, if you want to get something done, give it to a busy person. So kudos to you for all that. And my last question for you is, besides God's Not Dead, do you have a TV or a film recommendation that you can give to somebody who needs a new show to start? And it's okay if you produced it or you're in it.
I think it's got to come from the heart. You can't put money in front of it. You got to look at it and say, why am I writing this project? What is the message here? What I'm trying to do, because that's important to me. That if it comes from the heart, it comes from a good place, then I want to be involved with that. It doesn't matter if it's action or romance or comedies or anything. If the message is there and it's a good script, let's make it. Let's make it happen. And that's what I want to get involved with. And that's who I'm involved with now. People, young writers who are just writing extremely well products and things that I want to direct, I want to produce, and I want to be in. So it's a good time. I'm very blessed. Thank you, Lord, for everything.
Well, thank you for your time, and looking forward to seeing the success of Trailblazers pictures and, giving more voices to independent writers and actors and so forth. So thank you again, and best of luck to you, Antonio.
Pleasure. Thank you very much.
Paltrocast.